Mr. Pouf, dans ce monde virtuel, avançant comme un roi puissant et éternel. J'ai jamais mes victoires, le son de légende. Dans l'ère du jeu, la gloire s'étend. Les ennemis s'inclinent sous ma main de fer. Je charge dans la lutte, plus rien ne m'éblouit. Chaque niveau que je domine, un défi que je sème. L'ego grandissant, en quête de la suprême.
Is anybody there? I need help. Who are you? What are you doing in here? I thought this place was secure. Where's Dr. Powell? I think I'll be alright. For the moment at least. It's more important that you listen to me. I don't know who you are, but I can trust you more than I can trust myself. Please listen. Listen while my thoughts are still my own. You're trapped in the quarantine zone around the Windscale atom plant. That's where it all went wrong. The only way to Windscale is through the interchange. You'll need my key card, or you'll never get in. There are people, people who will help you escape, but they won't do it for free. I've lost so much blood. I can't think straight. There should be supplies nearby. Alcohol and rest. Stop the bleeding, please. Hurry, please. It hurts like the devil. Such a stupid, careless mistake. Was ambushed by one of those bloody outlaws. They call themselves. Please, a bandage. Please help me. Thank you. Delaying the inevitable, I'm afraid. But at least I can think more clearly now. Here's my key card. It will get you out of here and into the interchange. It doesn't matter what else happens. As long as the truth of this place gets out. Here are my notes. Everything I remember. It's not much, but it's all I can do. Now listen. There's still every chance that something bad may happen to me, and you shouldn't be here when it does. If I can ever repay you for helping me, I will, but for your own safety. It's rare to find anyone who has the slightest spark of kindness in this place. It may help you to survive. I hope so. The interchange holds the truth. You must not forget. It's important. Be on your guard out there. Everything is afraid.
Quarantine protocol is in effect. This door must remain sealed. Must remain. Emergency access has been granted.
Oi, Buffett! You in here? Where did you scurry away to, eh? Come out, come out! Tea's getting cold. Oh, come on.
Stranger. Not seen you around this stretch before. How do? Where did you come from then? Say, you do look a little the worse for wear. You've got luck on your side not getting snatched out by something foul while you were dozing. Listen, if you don't mind my saying, you don't look much like a local. You didn't walk in from, well, from the outside. You what? Boffins all died when their atom plant went up in flames. Not seen any of them for 5 years. Only outlaws and loons round here now. And you'll want to give them all a wide berth. You poor bugger. You can't remember nought, can you? This place? The quarantine zone. That's what the soldiers called it. Just sort of stuck after a while. It's this big old chunk of land inside the walls. They put those buggers up fast enough when it all went to clag in here. My name's Nat, by the way. Forgive me being curious of strangers. This place has been off for years. There've been strange happenings. You have to be careful who you trust. Not civilised round here anymore, just savages that roam about. And a few survivors, like myself. Things have been bad ever since the government built that plant across the water. Shady, secret stuff them scientists were up to. Whatever they were doing, they were right keen to bury it when it went wrong. Listen, I overheard them once, the blokes in noddy suits, the ones that appeared right after the disaster, talking about their quarantine, how they had to seal the place, said something about an interchange, a secret project. But I should stop talking before I get carried away. Now personal, I can be a right chatterbox, that's all. It's what they chucked me out of the village for, the buggers. Aye? Well, whatever the boffins were up to in that interchange, what's it? I'm sure it wasn't good. This place is riddled with secret bunkers. Or so I've heard. Such things were kept hidden from the likes of us, of course. But look, if you want more, you'd be wise to ask Molly, the tinker. An ear for information has Molly. She's usually camped just north of here. Now, I'm not sure I should be saying out more to a stranger. Aye? Well, I was speaking truth. From a certain point of view. Wyndham's not been civilised since the soldiers moved in. Running the place like prison camp. Calling themselves protocol. I can point you to it. But I've no desire to return. You ask me, those that stayed might have done better out here. Now I really should stop talking. Now personal, but you can't trust anyone too much these days, can you? So long. Watch yourself around here, aye?
steady now. Let's have no strife. Definitely something out there.
Hello? Who's out there? Stay back. What are you doing in here? Who knows what might have followed you in? Oh? Well, you haven't attacked me, so that's something, I suppose. Look, if you've a question about these caves, I can help. I don't know much about how else, though. Supplies I could trade, if that's what you're after. Lovely. Everyone's happy. Come back if you're around. Might have something new I could trade with you. You know, I must say, it's nice to talk to someone. Someone who's properly here, that is. Not just a voice in my head. Oh. Said that out loud, did I? Oh, I know how that must sound, but, exactly that. Well, voices, really. More than one. But, well, now, you really are a stranger, aren't you? They don't know who you are. Usually, you see, the voices tell me when someone's coming. That's how I know to hide. Well, aye. On occasion. It's like this, you see. They chatter away. The voices in my head. Not all the time, but a lot of it. Sometimes they're only whispers. Other times, not often, it's like they're standing right next to me. Hard to make out most of the time, but other times, they whisper about places. Hidden, secret places. Sometimes I think they're whispering from such places. Or mayhap I'm there, listening to them. Lord, I shouldn't be telling you this. It could make them angry. I wonder, perhaps if you can find it and open it. Listen, I used to work these mines. The biggest one, the boffins took over when they arrived, started building something inside. Now, what did they call the place? Oh, but yes. Interchange. That were it. And I've heard the voices say that name. I'm sure I have. They closed up the old mine entrance, but I suppose they must have hidden a new one elsewhere. Mayhap the voices are ghosts, trapped inside. Mayhap opening a way to them will make the voices happy. Mayhap they'll leave me alone then. Bye. You be careful out there.
Don't be daft. Nobody wants to go back.
All's well then.
Lower that one.
You still breathing?
Hello. I don't know you, do I? No, I'm sure I've not seen you round here before. Your lot shouldn't be wandering this far out village. It ain't safe. That is where you came from. The village. Aye. I can mark it on your map for you. You won't watch yourself out here in the Dales. Outlaws all over the shore. But look, before you rush off, maybe we can do some business. My name's Molly. If you've got out to trade, I got some bits and bobs for sale. Want to trade again? You know where to find. If out new comes into me hands, it goes straight in stock. Just saying. It's worth coming back to see. They kept what they were doing hidden from us locals, right up until the day the atom plant went bang across the mere. Well, you won't find any boffins left here now, but turns out they've been digging out secret bunkers all over the place. Riddle these hills like woodworm in an old sideboard. I might just know the location of one or two of them. I suppose, seeing as you traded honest with me. Alright, I'll give you some. I heard some outlaws found a big door nearby, one they couldn't get open. Now only the boffins would have built something like that. They said it was signed, the Interchange. It's inside a bunker that overlooks the quarry, if you've been over that way. Here, I'll mark it for you. You need anything, Molly will be here.
Someone here. Back the way you came. Go on. Ah, some bugger playing with me. Game's up for you, mate. You horrible bastard! You'll die here!
under the authority of the quarantine.
Sarge! Look! Visitor!
Well, well, well.
We started off.
Just
by
look what the
shooting
cat
some
dragged
trouble,
is.
Shame we can't do
Pay attention. Look, for the 100th time, we're here to protect
Do you
civilians
have
and
a
get
good
this place
reason to
sorted out.
leave the village?
Get a lot of sauce out, my kid and the elves down to the room.
Not sure about you.
Leave tomorrow if we could.
I said to him, "Where's my pal Johnny? What is that?"
Why here of all places? If they'd resolved to do so. Oh, I'm sorry, we're closed today. Please leave, please. I beg of you. Just forget you saw anything here and go. Please. So it seems. To visit this sort of thing upon the church is pure wickedness. Please, tell no one. I know how it seems, but I would not ask such a thing if it weren't for the good of the village. It's vital the military don't learn of this. We'll tidy up, but if the captain and his toy soldiers find out, things will become so much worse here. Oh, thank you. I shan't forget your kindness, and nor shall Wyndham. All too many a reason, I'm sad to say. There are certain beliefs around here. Harmless before the disaster, but since, with the protocol now imposing their law, it has all become somewhat tribal. Maisie here must have got mixed up in something. The weapon that was used to... a peculiar choice. It puts me in mind of those debauched druids out in the woods. Well, we call them druids. I'm not sure what they call themselves. The disaster seems to have fostered the return of some distinctly atavistic, indeed thoroughgoing pagan sentiments around here. The following sprang up in Casterfell Woods shortly after, in the ruins of an old castle, and has since bloomed into a vicious cult, certain death. That's what you'll be met with if you choose to enter the woods. I advise you to stay well away. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have some things to work out. You'll do the right thing, I'm sure. I'll go with you.
guarantee your safety beyond the village paling. Citizens of Wyndham, you are reminded that any building marked as sterilized is off limits prior to demolition. Trespass is a serious offense.
Get a move on, you lot. You're never gonna make yourselves both passing around like this.
Started again tomorrow.
Citizens, it has come to my attention again that despite warnings, certain among you are still pursuing prohibited activities. To wit, certain barbaric pagan practices. Now, in normal times, I'm sure your local folklore and beliefs might all seem very quaint and harmless. But these are not normal times. This area is under martial law, and I will not tolerate your casual heresies. The next person we pick up floating this van would be lucky if they just end up in internment. I would remind you that the protocol is here for a reason. It is here to be obeyed. Dismissed.
Citizens of Wyndham, pagan practices of any kind are strictly forbidden.
Well, well. Good day. You'll forgive me if I'm less than cordial on first acquaintances, I'm sure. New faces often mean trouble. And yet, they may bring new opportunities, too. Tell me, where have you come from? I'll tell you this much. We have a special place for tongues that waggle as impertinently as yours. You'd be wise to remember that. In case it wasn't made clear to you on the way in, Wyndham is under the protection of the protocol. You are permitted to move freely through the village. For now, at least. Consider it a gesture of goodwill. I hope it'll be reciprocated. But don't go causing any trouble here. Is that clear? And if trouble finds you, make sure you report it. Post haste. Now, there are certain things I like to discuss with new faces such as you. Perhaps we can continue this little chat in the village hall. I simply want to ask you a few questions. The nature of the discussion rather depends on how forthcoming you are. Now, follow me, if you will. You might have caught some of my speech. I'm afraid the villagers often require our rules to be drummed into. Don't stay in line. Find yourselves inclined towards the pagan practices. Sooner we
Citizens of Wyndham, please stay away from there till it has been sterilized.
this blasted place.
You're here. It's time we got down to brass tacks, wouldn't you say? I would hope a stranger like you can provide me with some information. All in good time. First, you need to make yourself useful to me. I want to know where you came from. I want to know what you can tell me about the outside. Trust me, you will be much better off aiding protocol than crossing us. Be under no illusions. We must eradicate the corruption that festers here before there is any hope of leaving this blasted place. If we were to work together, you and I, perhaps we might make some progress towards such an outcome. But step out of line, and I will revoke your liberties here just as quickly as they were given. So I ask again, did you come from the outside? What do you know? Well, this is disappointing. I was hoping you'd have something you were willing to share. We imprison strangers at the first whiff of trouble, but you can keep your liberties for now. I trust that will be more conducive to a timely recollection of your origins. In the meantime, be wary of this place. Do not be tempted to engage with any of the pagan sentiments some of the locals may try to foist on you. Such beliefs are dangerous and forbidden. Do I make myself clear? And if you still wish to have protocol's aid, you'll just have to make yourself useful to me in other ways. I'm glad to hear it. The civilians in this village are a shady lot. Resistant to discipline and up to no good, I'm sure of it. We can hardly get the time of day out of them. But you're an outsider. They may not trust you exactly, but nor are they immediately suspicious of you. Sniff around. Keep your ears open. If you find anything I should know, come to me with it. If you want somewhere to start, well, we've had our eyes on Iris, the baker. I could send a patrol in, of course, but a softer approach might prove more efficacious. Good day to you. Stay out of trouble, eh?
Keep the peace, Civvy.
Plongé dans l'obscurité, l'écran scintille. Mr. Booth le gamer, prêt pour la bataille. Chaque pixel résonne, une armée de machines. La victoire au bout des doigts, l'adrénaline s'illumine. Frappant fort un cri de fer, la conquête est là.